President's spokesman Garba Shehu is joining us now from Abuja with more on the visit to Dapchi in Yobe State. Mr. Shehu, good to have you join us here on TVC News Hour. Let's talk about what you feel Nigerians should base their optimism that the president will put in more efforts to get the Dapchi girls back.
Thank you for giving us this opportunity. And I want to say that it is not in any doubt that the president is determined to bring back not only the Dapchi girls, but the Chibok girls and all the others who are held against their own wish. As your video had shown, you know that the president met a very emotionally charged atmosphere. In fact, some of the parents of these girls were shedding tears. But at the end of his address, it was clear that the president had inspired sufficient confidence in them that he was doing the best he can or anyone could do in the circumstance, and that there is hope that all of the girls will be brought back in one piece, in safety.
All right, let's talk about the Bring Back Our Girls campaigners and the threat to sue the federal government if the girls are not brought back, given an ultimatum. Perhaps, is it possible that some secrecy is surrounding this issue? And if there is not, can you tell us specific terms? There have been steps taken by the federal government to secure the release of these girls.
Well, we don't make it our business to talk about the Bring Back Our Girls movement when they talk. However, the government of Nigeria, as enunciated by the president, is engaged in two ways. One, there's every effort to rescue. Everyone in the various sectors of our security has been charged to the field. The Air Force are flying night flights and they're doing daytime flights. You know, the Army is on patrol, so many units, the Secret Service, the police, everyone is out there. But for the president, he doesn't think that the idea is to just send aircraft and bomb, you know, any suspected locations, because if you do that, obviously you will kill the terrorists. But you're also going to lose the girls if not care is not taken. This is why he has indicated a clear preference for dialogue, for talking to, you know, whoever is holding them, so that we can secure their release, you know, in a wholesome way, so that they are delivered to their parents and that they continue their own education.
And previously, there were reports of how suspects, Boko Haram suspects, were traded in place of the Chibok girls earlier. Are we expecting these to also occur to get the Dapchi girls back?
Well, I'm not sure I heard you very well, but yes, there was some exchange in the case of the Chibok girls. But you must give it also to the administration that this is a very responsible government. If anyone is let out of detention and released to the terrorists, it must be that the security services are themselves satisfied that they will not pose a danger to society, and that perhaps in the course of their own, you know, being kept in detention, they probably have reformed in many ways and are willing to.
If you'd allow me, Button, Mr. Shehu, I was asking about presently, are we expecting this that occurred during the Chibok girls' time to also occur now, like Boko Haram suspects to be traded during negotiations in place of the Dapchi girls? Is it a possibility?
Well, as it is now, I can't say yes or no, but given the resolve of the president to get all of these 110 girls back safely, don't rule out anything. Everything is on the table. Since the president himself has said he will do everything, he will do anything to get them out.
All right, Mr. Shehu, we are not trying to trade blames here, but Nigerians perhaps will want to know if there are security apparatus or agencies found culpable in this case of Dapchi kidnapped? That is one question. On the other hand, we also like to know in specific terms what the federal government and perhaps the state government is doing in collaboration to forestall this kind of occurrence.
Well, yes, you have asked two questions. One is that what are we doing to forestall? You know that I'm aware that the government has re-energized the UN program. We have re-engaged with the Prime Minister Brown, who had been appointed back in 2014 to lead a Safe Schools initiative by the United Nations. He came here, made a few trips, and you know, quite some amount of money was also raised. So yes, there's the engagement with the UN process and to ensure that the schools are better secured. Even as it is, you know, if you'll be fair to the local authorities in Dapchi, you know, the environment is fairly secured for a normal school run, but the terrorists in their evil plans probably had a bigger plan, and so therefore they were able to penetrate and take these girls. Now, the other issue you raised is whether, can you say that again, because the sound is not as...
Yeah, we're talking about the issue of those found culpable. There were reports of the army handing over to the police, and the police said they were not handed over to. So who is found culpable by now? I assume that the president knows, and what punishment will be meted out to those who are found culpable?
Well, yes, to get an answer to this question, I think you have to wait a little while, because at the briefings the president was given yesterday, the 12-man committee to investigate the circumstances of the abduction of these girls, who is culpable and who was lax or responsible for anything, the panel, you know, has completed its work. That's what they told the president, and that they are working on the final, you know, presentation back in Abuja, and I expect that very soon they will be presenting their report. However, you know, from the speech that the president read on the occasion, it is very clear that nobody will be spared if they are found to have been negligent in any way, and they are leading to the theft of these girls.
Mr. Garba Shehu, we'll leave it here for now and hope for better developments as regards the Dapchi girls. Senior Special Assistant to the President's Garba Shehu, thank you very much for joining us on TVC News Hour.
Thank you.